Hi, Abraham. I think that this is going to be a reoccurring theme today. And it's the place between the launching of your desire and the manifestation of it.
Which is a place that you will always be no matter what, because every time you manifest something that you have wanted, you've already launched more things that have not yet come. So we would like you to make peace with the unending incompletion of you.
Okay, so that's my lesson in this lifetime.
It isn't a lesson in this lifetime, it's a universal fact. Think about what we're saying. Can you be complete and eternal at the same time? Or does your eternalness hinge on contrast that's going to cause you to ask for more than you currently have? And when you make peace with that never-ended becoming, then it's comfortable. Can you imagine Jerry and Esther saying to their river guide, how long is this ride on the river? He would say, well, we'll be on the river all day. And then Jerry or Esther, yeah, probably Esther, would say, well, you know, we like instant manifestation, so we'd like to put our boat on the bus, drive it down the river, put it in about 50 feet from where we're going to take it out, because we like instant manifestation. And he would say, all right, I'll do whatever you want, odd as it is, but I thought you wanted to ride on the river. And that's what we want to say to you. We know you want to ride on the river, but when you want something and you want it so much and you so don't have it that you're uncomfortable in not having of it, that's self-inflicted torture. It doesn't have to be that way. And if you could just find a way to get over that feeling that you got to have something that you don't currently have and replace it with a hopeful and then eager anticipation of when it will come, then it would come to you easily.
Right.
A woman said to us one day, Abraham, I don't think you care if my lover ever comes to me. I think you want me to get so good at envisioning him that I don't notice that he isn't here. And we said, pretty much.
Yeah.
Because, first of all, in the envisioning of him, your pain will go away. And when your pain goes away, that's an indication that your resistance has subsided. And when your resistance subsides, he's got to come. So people say, I want to be over there. And we say, what's over there? And they say, well, it's better than what's over here. We say, well, why do you want to be over there? Because I don't like being over here. And we say, we keep talking about over here. Let's talk about over there. Well, I don't want to talk about over there because it's painful because I'm over here. And we say, you got to find a way to be happy about what's over there, and then you'll go over there. But we know what you're saying. How can I want something without being aware I don't have it? And when I'm aware I don't have it, then I'm uncomfortable. And we say, you could take that even further. A lot of you want this, but you've got this. And then you say, well, I'll try really hard to get over there. And when you try hard, you turn in opposition to it. So you want to talk about what it is?
Yeah, sure. I'm focusing and I'm desiring to be in a loving relationship with, I call him my divine mate. And so I've put out the desire in such detail that I have a list of what these aspects are that I'm looking for.
Well, we know you have this list, and we know that you could define these aspects, and some of that detail turns you upstream, because you walk around with your list and you say, you've got 3 out of the 5,000 things on my list,
Right.
And you've got 12 of the 5,000 things on my list. In other words, the list sort of begins to work against you. So for a little while, put that list away, and here's why. Even without physically making a list that you could recite, you have a detailed list about everything that you want in your vibrational escrow. So now the way you feel your way to it is by reaching for the feeling tones of this relationship. So, oh, this is going to be fun. Really, you'll like it.
Okay.
Or at least we will.
Okay, use me.
We've been touching on this in the last day or two, and it really is a wonderful place to. This is going to be so meaningful for you. It'll all break loose for you, so just relax and enjoy this with us. The absence of your dream relationship is a manifestation. In other words, you're living this manifestation right here and now. Isn't that interesting? In other words, you tend to think of the manifestations of those things that you want, but we are saying to you, manifestation is now reality. So there's a manifestation of how much money's in your checking account happening right now. There's a manifestation of what's going on in your physical body right now. There's a manifestation of your love relationship right now. So right now, your manifestation is the absence of this relationship you want. So now focus there for a minute, and we're only asking you to do it because you've been doing it, so we're not taking you someplace that you haven't been. Focus for a moment and tell us what emotions most accurately describe this absence of this relationship. Now, you're having a hard time here for a minute because you want to say, well, I'm hopeful and I'm optimistic, but you're not. In other words, the absence of the relationship feels like...
It's like longing for it.
Good. It feels like loneliness.
Yes.
So would you say that that word and that emotion best describes this manifestational indicator?
I would.
This is really good. Can you feel the power of this? So, is there any not so recent or recent memory that you have of feeling lonely?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, a lot of
Yes.
it. So, lonely, lonely, lonely manifestation. Lonely, lonely, lonely manifestation. Lonely, lonely, lonely manifestation. So how about if now, even though you don't have the manifestation, you do something, you can't do anything about the relationship because you can't legally go get someone and make them live with you.
Okay.
So you can't do anything about the manifestation, but you can do something about the lonely. You can make lonely, which is upstream, turn downstream. So right now, let's take the vibrational indicator of lonely and let's deliberately move that vibration to a different place. And as soon as you do, manifestation will shift to match it, because manifestation always catches up fast with a consistent vibration. Isn't that good to know? In other words, some people say, well, the reason I feel lonely is because of where I'm at. And we say, no, the reason you're where you're at is because you've been feeling lonely. You say, well, where did it start? And we say, it doesn't matter. All that matters is where you are now and what you're offering vibrationally. So now, what is an improved vibration from lonely? How far can you go up the emotional scale accurately? In other words, turn from lonely and begin making some comments that shift your vibration.
Okay, how about I have an opportunity because I'm alone to meet more people?
Well, that's sort of trying too hard, and you're delving into action now. In other words, we don't want you to try to figure out what to do. We want you to use the power of your mind to feel a different way.
How about just being okay with feeling lonely and not putting like, oh, this is a bad thing?
Well, we think that's a really good place to start, and actually you can't do other than that, because you are lonely, you are where you are, and you can't deny it, and denying it would turn you upstream. And being all right with being lonely is a starting place and is on the brink of letting you turn downstream. So you could say something like, well, I have been lonely for a while, and I can see how that loneliness is now being represented in my holding myself apart from what I want. And I am lonely in the sense that I'm really picky about what I want, and I think a part of me would rather be lonely than be upset that I let myself into a relationship that was full of stuff I don't want. I've done that before. And so putting myself in this position of self-applied solitude is not a creating by default. It was the best decision that I could make. It was a better decision than settling for something less than what I really wanted. And so I don't know if I'm so much lonely as I am just more determined that I'm going to this time take my time and get what I'm wanting. And I'm looking forward to meeting people, and I like that, but I'm not going to scrutinize all of them so much. I'm beginning to know that the universe is bringing me what I want. And I like to think that Abraham is right when they say that my lover is already in vibrational escrow and waiting for me in the same way that I am in their vibrational escrow and waiting for them. I can feel that it's out there for me somewhere. I am hopeful that it won't be too long. In fact, I'm kind of getting the sense that it won't be too long. I like knowing that even if it didn't come immediately, that I'm all right. I'm not really suffering here. I'm actually, in many ways, enjoying my independence. And it's giving me an opportunity to think more and more about what I do want. And so here I am, not feeling hardly any loneliness at all. I'm feeling pretty secure in my life experience, and actually rather quite proud of myself for the secure place that I stand. I've always known somehow, and recently I really know it, that I want to get myself ready vibrationally before I meet someone and begin the process. And so I'm not looking at this as a lonely time. I'm looking at this as a preparatory time of a vibrational preparation. I'm just seeking out what I want. I'm making lists of what I'm looking for. I'm looking for things to appreciate in my life. I'm feeling lovely about my life and eager for what is coming. Feel that. Now, we did not go one place that you were not right there with us. In other words, now your vibration is different. So now what just happened as a result of this willingness to focus is that your current reality of absence of relationship no longer matches the vibration that you've achieved. As sure as this planet stays in its orbit, a relationship has to come to you if and as you maintain that newfound vibration.
Right.
And if you slip from it, no problem. You know how to get back to it. In other words, now you're there, it will be easier for you to find it again. So what we're saying is, work like we just did and achieve a different vibrational mindset, and then watch the indicational manifestation show up.
Wow. That's brilliant. Thank you. Wow.
It is brilliant. And it is law-based. And it's utterly consistent, and it will never get squirrely on you.
Thank you.
In other words, these laws are so consistent. And when you feel it in the way that you just did, you're off and running on any subject in the world. Doesn't matter what it is. Look at your current manifestational indicator and isolate for your own information what the emotional components are, and then morph into better feeling emotional components, and then watch the manifestational indicator adjust to match the new vibration. There.
Thank you.
Yes, it is.
Thank you. Yes.
Yes, it is.